God stay happy. There's so many negative things in the world, things that make me so angry sometimes. I just don't deal well with stress, whether it's like dealing with cops or going to the DMV or seeing identical twins when you did not expect to see identical twins. That's fucking terrifying. Why do we live with that? We're supposed to be snowflakes. But every now and then there's a direct copy of one of us, and we don't just stab it in the skull. That's what you do with demons and doppelgangers.
So I'm dating someone now. She's very jealous. Dating someone now, she's very jealous. I couldn't say the name of someone else in my sleep. She'd freak out. Sometimes we bump into my ex, who still lives in Queens. Like, we'll bump into her in Rite Aid, and then she absolutely loses her shitties about it on the walk home. Like, one time on the walk home, she was like, oh, I don't like the fact that you have, like, these loose ends floating around. And I was like, did you just say loose ends? Implying that I should have killed her? I mean, why are you talking like a mob boss? I mean, should I be worried? It's like I couldn't, like, we broke up. It wasn't like I was like, okay, obviously this isn't working. Also, bad news, you have to leave Queens County. I mean, you gotta go. I'm gonna need you to relocate to Staten Island. I need a full body of water between us because you are officially now a loose end. So my current girlfriend, very jealous, said the loose ends thing, which is fine, right? You wanna say loose ends, that's fine. But if you say loose ends to me, you better never talk to anyone you ever hooked up with. That's the deal, right? And here's the thing. Her ex-boyfriend will sometimes text her photos of this teddy bear they got when they first started dating. It is the creepiest thing in the world. Because this is a grown man, and she'll get a text, and it's like a selfie with this bear. Arm around a bear, a teddy bear. And he's like, hey, what's up, man? Me and Jane Bear watching a movie. What are you up to? And you're like, what? And I was like, where was your first date? Fucking Build-A-Bear that this guy is like still obsessed with this bear you got on your first date? And I told my friend about it. I told my buddy, and he was like, well, at least it's not a dick pic. And I was like, no, I'd actually like love her to get a dick pic, okay? Because that's normal. Any guy can send a dick pic. Right? But there's one guy walking around being like, hey, you know who'd love to know that me and Jane Bear shared a bloomin' onion at the Outback Steakhouse? Jeff's girlfriend. Let me take a photo. I'll put it in. It'll be the bloomin' onion. And I used to get mad about it. I would get really mad. I'd be like, well, this guy sending bear photos to my girlfriend. But now it's just like, I mean, you realize this guy's going to kill us. I mean, do you not see what's going on here? This is the work of a serial killer, right? If you were watching a documentary on Ted Bundy and you found out he puts teddy bears by his victims' bodies, you'd be like, yeah, that totally checks out. That is something Ted Bundy would do. He's gonna come to our apartment, kill the both of us, by our two dead bodies. He'll put teddy bears. He'll get another. I don't know. He's resourceful. He'll get a Jack Bear. And then the two cops will be talking, the vet and the rook, and they'll be like, hey, gruesome scene up there. Looks like the work of the teddy bear killer. And the rook's gonna be like, teddy bear killer? And the vet's gonna be like, yeah, it's this serial killer. Yeah, what he does is he leaves like teddy bears by the victim's body. It's kind of this loose end that he does. It's just this thing. I mean, he's a very sloppy serial killer. I mean, we'll probably catch him next week. I mean, we'll just go to Build-A-Bear and check who built a bear over the age of 12 that's a male. So, I mean, we'll probably catch him next week.
You didn't even follow your own advice.
I did not. So last year, when my daughter was 10, I did not follow this advice. I had a full cup of coffee, and I don't know if you guys are like this, but I like my coffee to taste like coffee ice cream.
Yes.
I want hazelnuts and caramel and vanilla and almond milk and regular milk and breast milk. I'll put anything in there to sweeten it. And I was just thinking about the poop I was going to take in an hour. Which, let's be honest, that's coffee's second gift, right? Tastes great going down, and then it literally cleans your ass out. Okay, so I'm thinking about everything that's gonna get flushed out of me. I was so excited. It's nature's colonic, all right? So I'm so excited, and I'm thinking about it, and then all of a sudden my daughter comes downstairs, 10 years old. She's disheveled. She normally sleeps well. I was like, honey, what's wrong? Did you get sleep last night? She said, no, I was too freaked out. My teacher yesterday told us all about the Jamestown massacre. I was like, oh, shit. We got to have this conversation right now. You should have had a sip. Should have had a sip of coffee. Should have had a sip. Should have had a goddamn sip of coffee. Instead, put a full cup of coffee at the center of the table. Should have had a sip. Should have had a sip. Should have had a sip. Then I proceeded to take a deep breath and deliver this speech to my daughter. Should have had a sip. Should have had a sip. I said, honey, sometimes people lose their individuality and they'll follow a leader who's charismatic from Northern California who's like, I'm going to create a utopian society. I'm going to get white people and black people and Indian people and Asian people together. We're going to get all together, go down to an island. We're going to create a utopia. But was it a utopia, honey? No, it wasn't a utopia. It was like slave labor, right? Then the U.S. government found out about it. They sent a delegation of real government officials to come down there and check it out. He realized he's in deep trouble, so he shoots one of the senators, kills him right there. Then he realized he's really in trouble, makes a whole huge vat of Kool-Aid. Remember Kool-Aid? That's the drink that mommy and daddy won't let you have because it's too sugary. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He put poison in the Kool-Aid and then he had everybody drinking. Mommy's drinking and the daddy's drinking and the kids drinking. 975 people drank the Kool-Aid and they all committed mass suicide. But you know what? That's what life was like in the 1970s. She's like, the 1970s? I thought it was the 1620s. You said the Jonestown Massacre, didn't you? No, I said the Jamestown Massacre. Great, I just explained mass suicide to my 10-year-old and subsequently my 8-year-old who came down at the beginning of that speech because I didn't have my fucking morning coffee yet, all right? Terrible parenting day. Well, hang on. I do think there is a parenting win hidden in there, and that is your daughter will never ask you for Kool-Aid ever again. We will not have the Kool-Aid fight. No.
How come you never see no black ghosts? Black people dead too. I'm tired of white people monopolizing the afterworld. I know there's a black section. That's why you call us spooks. We got a black president, it's time for some black ghosts. Tired of this shit. And no offense, I don't like white ghosts. You play too many damn mind games. Messing with my light fixtures, flickering them, opening up drawers on my armoire. I don't appreciate that, making weird ass noises while I'm eating waffles. Ooh. Black ghosts be more laid back, be more chill. Be like Jeezy. Hey, let me holler at you for a second. You got $20 I can hold till tomorrow, man. They done sent me to the wrong house to hide, brother. I ain't even trying to spook y'all, man. So if you can give me $20, that'll get me a ride across town. You know, I had to go to a funeral recently. You know, I had a friend pass away abruptly on your boy. I was sad, feeling melancholy. And during the week of the funeral, I called up my homeboy Jabbar, who was a mutual friend of the deceased, right? I talked, hey Jabbar, hey man, will you be attending the funeral? He says, nah, J Red, I'm not a funeral person. That's what he said. And I said to myself, who is? Anybody know any funeral enthusiasts in this motherfucker? Motherfucker, I'm a funeral machine. If you dead, I'm there. Count me in. Wake me up before you go. I'm not a funeral person. You know what's funny? If you rearrange the letters in the word funeral, you get the phrase real fun. Go ahead, do it. You will get it. And I'm thinking, is that a subliminal message? Are we doing them wrong all these years? Should we move the services to Six Flags? Go ahead, put your granny on that roller coaster. That's the way she would have wanted it. Do a loop-de-loop. Straight to heaven.
I want to be a vampire. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. You never get any older, never age, never die. Fantastic, sign me up. But I would appreciate a 6-month heads up. You know. Just so I could really hit the gym. Drop the baby weight. Maybe get a spray tan. And this is eternity we're talking about, man. I want to look my best. Hey, here's a question. Can you smoke pot and eat cheesecake when you're a vampire? Because if you can, that's what I'm doing for the next 2,000 years. That's what I'm doing. And if you can't, then I am just going to eat people who just ate cheesecake. I'll be perched on top of Cheesecake Factory like Christopher Walken in The Prophecy, waiting for families to come out, rip out a tourist's throat and be like, a tuxedo cheesecake, my favorite. I love scary movies, man. I love them. And I love going to see them in the theater because it's the only time it's ever appropriate to yell the phrase, "Kill that fucking kid" in public. Because you can yell it during The Exorcist, but you can't yell it at Albertsons. They will ask you to leave, and you will not get your groceries. It's not fair. A friend of mine said that I shouldn't reference The Exorcist in that joke because, it's just so long ago, and I don't think people are going to get the reference. For me, it's just a little before my time. Well, incidentally, it was before my time too, but I've seen it. A lot of things were before my time, like fire, the Constitution, the wheel. But I know what the fuck they are. So don't act like you're young and I'm old and you're cool, but I'm not, because I will put you in a fucking box. Before my time.